thought she was catfishing me. Look,
I thought he was catfishing me. What up, what up, what up?
We are the Browns forever.
And we're back with another video. What he said. Well, welcome back. If you are an old viewer, subscriber, thank you guys for your support. And if you're new, please make sure to subscribe, turn your notification bells on, and join the Brown family. We love you guys. This video, you guys were waiting for a long time. And here it is, finally. How we met. Story time.
Yes. How we
Story
met.
time. How I met my amazing husband.
I met my amazing one.
I love you. Well, let's get into the video.
All right.
So, for my side of the story, how we met. Well, how we met is through social media. He ended up messaging me. He was like, "Hey," with the light skin and
Light skin is yellow.
What?
the yellow head. Okay.
It's a regular emoji.
And then right after he said, "How are you doing?" with the question mark. I ended up not responding for 3 days. He messaged me on the 23rd of July 2018. And that is his birthday. What do you call it? That's 2 days after his birthday.
Yeah,
21st. I joined the army in 2015. So I think that every year was my birthday. I had to do something with the army. So I always missed. But that was my first year. And it's crazy because I did that birthday by myself alone. I remember driving alone, going to the place alone, at the restaurant eating alone.
Aww.
Yeah.
When we truly met at Denny's, our relationship has started over the phone. We never heard each other's voice. We've never seen each other. We never asked for pictures. You know, the pictures he had on that social media account. His social media account was really old picture. You could not even see him clearly, and he was very young. He looked younger than his age. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm not gonna deal with a young kid. You know, he's pretty young, but he was very mature for what he looked on his pictures. He was very mature for his age. I was really hesitant about meeting him because I didn't want the relationship to escalate. I didn't know who he was, but it felt like, you know, we had a strong connection.
This is how it happened. So I seen it on social media. I seen a couple pictures, and I'm like, yeah, if y'all know the cartoons when the eyeball caught their face when he's like, that's how it was when I was looking up for. I said,
You say anything.
All right, boo, like. So when I did like the picture, I didn't know like it had turned to what we have now. So I liked the picture, let her know that. I didn't even say she was beautiful at the moment. I didn't tell her a lot of things. I was just really concerned about how she was doing first and foremost. At first, I started like hitting her up on social media. I was just asking her like, how you doing? How's your day going? How's work? So when I messaged her, you know, she took real long to message me back. I'm like, yeah, it might be over. It's over. What up? Yeah, what up? What a boy? I'm like, where we going? This is before I was a Muslim. This before I even converted. You know, so I'm just like, it's over. You know what I'm saying? But I did like her. Though. It was something about her that I thought that I needed in my life at the time. When she messaged me back, we were going back and forth a lot. And then when she gave me her number, it kind of kept being more consistent. The paragraphs started to get longer and longer. I think we started really opening up to each other. So from that point, we kind of, like I said, we was consistent texting. Then I guess it was like a night, and this night is wild because at that time, so I remember I was on the south side. I remember because I was waiting. It was like 11 or something. I was waiting for you to text me back. This is around the time I had like a little hoopty, like a car that was like one of them cars that I thought if I get from here to here, that's all that mattered. So it was this car, but this is around the time when I got the car. I'm like, I gotta be out. I gotta do something. I hate it in my city. I hate it here. I can't grow here. I can't do nothing here. I gotta keep pushing. I remember I was on the south side. I was parked. It was like 11. She was saying something about like meeting me, but she texted me like 3 hours later. I'm like, yeah, it's over. This time when I hit her up and she hit me back, I'm like, yeah, it's over.
No, I was like, I'm hungry, and then he was like, what kind of food would you like to eat? I'm like, I don't even know. Nothing is open right now. And it was late. And then I was like, why did you ask? Did you want to meet? And then he was like, That would be nice. I'm not really doing much. I was just in the south side about to pick up some food, but if you want to meet, that's fine. We can find something. And then I was like, okay, we can do that. The only thing I know close by is somewhere next to my mom's house, about 5-10 minutes away from my mom's house, which is a breakfast joint, and it was Denny's. So that's the only thing I saw that was open. Everything else is fast food. And I'm not a fast food person, so I'm like, Denny's is the only thing I could think about that serves good food. So I told him that I looked it up and I noticed Denny's was open, and I told him we can meet up there. And he was like, okay, that's fine. I'm in the south side. I'll meet you there. Just let me know when you're on your way. I'll head out there. So I told him I'll text him. I have to go home and get ready. My house from my mom's house is about 15 to 20 minutes.
Look, y'all, she took 3 hours. She told me that she was gonna get ready, and then she went to Walmart. I'm like,
let me explain.
Oh,
what were you feeling?
No, I'm like the first I hit you up and you told me you would hit me back, and I'm watching TV, looking at the phone, nothing. I'm outside, look at my phone, nothing. I'm about to pick up some food. I look at my phone, check some food. I'm hungry, let me get some food, nothing. So it was a lot of that.
For him, he was going through that, but for me, I'm like, whoa, my goodness, I'll be meeting this person for the first time. I don't know how he looks. I don't know what he's gonna think of him when he meets me. I'm afraid. I'm like, is this even safe to be meeting a stranger I've never met? I don't even know if his pictures are his, because they look like catfish.
I thought she was catfishing me.
I thought he was catfishing me.
Listen, I made it to Denny's first. I walk into Denny's, I look left and right, because I thought she would have been there before me. Because she said, I think it was further for me to get there than her.
But the thing is...
So look, I went in there, I looked left and right, I sat down. Maybe she in here, I don't know where she at. I'm looking around, people looking at me, looking left and right. I said, yeah, I'm out. So I left. I went to the car, to the parking lot, I'm looking around, like, where's this person at? Am I getting catfish? Am I walking into dinner and she's already there looking at me? I don't even know that's even her.
Catfish.
I'm like, what's going on?
First of all, when we were talking about things we liked, and then I was telling him I've always wanted I remember mentioning I always wanted to have a picnic. So I was thinking, if nothing's open, we could go to Denny's and pick up some food and go and sit somewhere and eat. That was the plan, you know. So it was late. It was like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. So it's like, why I'm telling this man my dreams and stuff. I don't even know how he looks. I don't even know him like that. So I'm telling, and then I was like, okay, you know what? This is if I'm gonna get kidnapped, I might as well have lived my life. Meaning that I wanted to have a date, candlelit dinner. That's what I wanted. And if you gotta be with Denny's food, so be it. That's what I wanted, you know. So I was like, I'm gonna meet him we told each other we're gonna meet each other at Denny's. But before we did that, I wanted to look cute. I wanted to jazz up and stuff like that. I wanted to be cute. I don't know him, but I just knew that I wanted him to meet. When he met me, I wanted to look my best. When I went home, it's like everything I wore made it seem like I was trying too hard. And then I put makeup on. My makeup is not working because it's at 3 a.m. I could barely see anything. I'm tired. I'm making too much noise. My roommate, I'm not trying to wake her up. And I'm like, okay, you know what? I put 3 different makeup looks and I wiped it off. I can't find my lashes. Without lashes, makeup incomplete. Look at me right now. No lashes, incomplete.
No, you're beautiful, mashallah.
Thank you, Timor. Yeah. He's so sweet. But I felt incomplete, and I'm like, I don't have fresh lashes right now. I can't find anything I'm looking for. So I'm like, you know what? I had a really cute dress on. I took it off. I had really cute, I had jewelry on and stuff. I'm like, it's in the middle of the night. Why are you trying so hard? He's gonna be a no call, no show. He might be somebody who's gonna try to, be on some weird stuff, and I'm gonna walk away. I don't know him like that. Let me stop trying too hard. That's the first date I didn't give any F's about. Like, I didn't want to try too hard. I was like, I'm going as I am. If he likes me, he likes me. If he doesn't like me, he doesn't like me. So be it. I went in my pajamas. Something I would have slept in,
If you wore anything, I'm like, how you come to the date? So, no.
I still wanted to have that candlelit dinner. I wanted us to go to a park, and I have put the blanket down. I went to Walmart. I bought a $5 blanket for the put on the grass. I got us some candles. Walmart. I'm looking around trying to make this perfect for us. I don't even know this man, but I'm planning a really cute date. And then 3 hours. I spent 2 hours getting ready. The last hour at Walmart. The Walmart is like 10 minutes from where the Denny's was or meeting spot was anyways, So I'm like, I was close by enough. So I texted him, I was like, hey, what's going on? Are you still on? I'm sorry I'm late. I just kind of had to get things together. I tried to be cute, but then I said it didn't work, I'm going as I am, how I am. I didn't care right now. This is the first day I didn't put any effort into whatsoever. My makeup was like smudged. I took it off. I have like dark circles on my eyes and everything. I look really rough. Like I look like a homeless person at that time. I'm sorry, but you got me how you got me,
And I remember she had the makeup. I remember she had the little red lipstick.
It was all wiped off though.
And then she had like the little line that the girls put right here, little dress like that.
Smudge.
With no makeup on. I'm like, all right. I mean, but I think that I was going into it just like happy and just like my best foot forward because I believed in the love, the fairy tale. I think she believed in like what love was supposed to be. I never had a girl tell me she wants to have like a romantic evening. She wants to go out. She wants to bring food, put a blanket. I never had that before. So I think I was already all for. Like I already went in with an open mind for the fact that the gesture she was already saying. She was already like, let's do that. And I'm like, well, let's get it.
Let's do it. And that's how we got to the date at Denny. When after 3 hours, I went to Denny. I pulled up in my car, and I was like, I'm looking around, like, where is this guy? I felt stood up. I know I was 3 hours late to the date, but he cannot stand me up. And I thought he left. I'm like, is he inside? I'm looking in. I'm like, I don't see no one who looks like the pictures I saw on, this website, So where is he at? I'm not seeing him. And then, I was, and in his pictures, he looks tall. And then all of a sudden, I see a small car over. It looks, I swear to God, it looked dark. It's dark outside, so there's no lights and stuff. The car didn't look like anyone was in it. It's a small hoopty car,
I got it for $500.
I swear,
And one of those was broke. So when I used to hit turns on, like the door was so broke. When I used to hit turns on, I had to hold the door and turn up the same. Like, oh my!
He had to hold the door. Oh my God!
That's what he said. He said to turn. I had to be like.
I seen the car with this guy, and he's like, he got me holding the door on our date. But I loved it. I didn't care. I want to spend time with him. I didn't care. And that's like, he put so much effort into this. When I get to the parking, at the time I was driving, I just bought my car. So my car is like a 2010 car. We're in 2018. So 10-year-old car, it's okay.
I was 02.
And now 02. Like you gotta get a picture of it. But as soon as I pulled up, and I'm like, okay, I just did Lyft, and I'm like tired. I'm like, where is this guy? Like, I went to Walmart. I got new shoes for this guy. That's all I did. But I got new shoes for this guy. I got candles, everything in the back. I wasn't expecting the car because it was so small for a tall person. 6'4". 6'4" person should not have came out of that car. So the car is just there. It's like there's one car in between us, one car in between us, and I see the car over on the other side, and I'm like, wait, there's someone coming. That car's moving. The front side of the car, I'm like, oh my God, it's him. Oh my God, and I'm like, my heart was like this, like boom, 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 and shit. I'm like, what am I? I'm like, oh, it's him. I did not know I was gonna feel this way. Like I'm having butterflies in my tummy and I'm feeling all type of way. Oh, it's him. Now I'm scared. I'm like, oh my goodness. I forgot the car he came out from, okay? I did not care. I did not care about the car. I'm like, oh my God, I'm about to meet this guy. I've been talking to like almost 2 weeks, Almost 2 weeks. He comes out, he comes to me. I'm blushing, and so I'm looking away.
I'm gonna tell you, After I got to the restaurant first, so I was waiting for her. I'm like, I'm getting catfish. So I went to the car. I'm looking at car drive up, drive back. So I seen her drive in. I didn't know it was her because somebody actually drove in before her. I thought it was her. They got out. Went right to the door. I said, ain't her. Damn. I said, I think I got stood up. But I remember. So I got out so I seen her park. So I seen her park. So when I got out the car, I'm in the car like, you know what I'm saying? Bow, you know what I'm saying? Get myself ready to enjoy like this. You know what I'm saying? So I remember because the clothes I had.
He was wearing a hoodie and a blue hoodie, and he was wearing shorts. He was wearing shorts. But he looked.
But say it was brand new stuff.
He looked real good, and he was wearing some really nice shoes too.
Cause I remember going shopping with my mom. I seen someone says I gotta get this. So when I met her, I went to the house. Was like. I got some nice. I put the new clothes on. I was trying to hold it for something else. I said, put the new clothes on. I remember like, again, my mom's bathroom. I gotta go to her room. So I knocked on her door. I remember walking to my mom's room, went to the bathroom. What you dancing for? I said, I'm out, Mom. I'm going out. You know what I'm saying? I'm 2-7 to the bathroom, dancing in the mirror.
Hey.
So when I did so I got out the car and I seen her, right? And I walked up to her, right? Why is she like this is her. Like this is me walking to her. She's facing this way. When I come to the joint, why is she turning this way? Her face is like so
I was like surprised.
So I'm like,
I'm beating you. So you look nothing like your picture.
I'm like, all right. I'm thinking like I'm not what she. I'm thinking you're like, why did I come here? I'm ugly.
I was surprised.
Oh, this is weed. Today about to be weed. Let me have the rest of this day. I'm like, dang, like
no.
So when I walk, so I'm literally
was blushing.
You go turn around. I'm like, you all right? What's going on?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, so I'm like, what's going on? And then like from there, I think you were shy.
I was shy, and I'm like, oh my God, he actually looks way like better than a million times better than I expected. Because when I looked at the pictures, he looked nothing like those pictures. He looks mature. He's taller, like he's taller than I expected. I'm like 5'2", right? And he's up here. I'm looking up at him like, I told him like, oh my God, you're tall as, woo! And he just smiled. I'm like, oh my goodness, he's tall. And he was like, can I give you a hug? And he was just giving one of those hugs. It was very weird because I was so like shy at the time. Like it was so sweet. He was romantic. He just opened the door for me, let me in, opened the other door for me, and then he was like, we pulled out my chair. He pulled out my chair and he let me sit. Then he sat down across from me. And it was amazing. Like he was already like, I was like, check. Come on, call the imam, we're getting married. And I called the imam, we're getting married, I was like ready because I'm like, this man, he was surprising me. He ended up sitting at the restaurant waiting to eat. And we never ate anything.
Yeah, this is the part. First, I'm gonna say how I felt when I first seen her. Look, so when I went to the car, she finally got out the car. She started, talking. How you doing? Looking at mom and this. I'm like, yo, what's going on? Yo, all right, what's going on? But I guess she like had butterflies in her stomach. I wouldn't say I was nervous, but I guess it was always nervous. You try to
someone new.
Right. So I seen her. I'm like. She like this. I'm like, dang, the pictures you look badass.
I swear, I look tall in every picture I ever posted online.
So when I seen her, I'm like, wow, this girl is beautiful. How you doing? If it was like back in like the 1900s, I would have took her hand, kissed her hand, like little G like that, little, you know what I'm saying, little. So we talking for a while. We was talking, and she was like, so do you want to go in? And I'm like, oh, let's go.
Yeah.
So I walked over there. So I think we walking like side by side, so I opened the door for her, you know what I'm saying, opened the door. So she waited for the second one, like went to the table. And this is why our relationship is what it is right now. This moment right here is why we're together now. And this moment right here, I think that we were just really giving her visions of like how we felt about the world and what we want to do in life, the changes we want to make.
We weren't there on a date, like romantic date. We were there to get to know each other, and we did exactly that. We outdid what the other expected because we were very open.
Yeah, I wasn't there trying to woo her.
We weren't doing that at all. As I walked in, like I was how I was. Oh, this is the one thing I didn't try for. And look, I'm married to him right now. So makeup, high heels, none of that means anything. That's what I learned from the experience in the restaurant. and we started talking. We got lost in each other. Started talking about deep stuff. Like in the middle of the night at 4 a.m. What would you talk to someone about? Like those 4 a.m. calls. Imagine doing that in person. Talking to someone about your dreams, talking about your ambitions, talking about, you know, your, like, the thing you stand for, you know, culture, you know, religion. We were talking about all this stuff because he noticed from my scarf, he noticed that I was Muslim, and he didn't know much about Islam, but he knew some things about Islam, not a lot. Yeah. So it was different.
Yeah. So so through her picture, I always seen that she had
all my pictures.
So like for me, I think I got different experience from meeting different people that was already converted into it. So I was already, at that point, I was already interested, you know? I just thought at that point in my life, I needed something different. I felt like I needed to be closer to God, Allah. I need to be closer. I feel like I'm an adult now. After I said it was my birthday, 2 days, like a couple days, I'm like, all right, man, you gotta do something different. You gotta adjust. You gotta grow up a little bit. When I met her, I was already intrigued. That's my daughter. I was already intrigued about it. I love you, mamas. I was already intrigued about it. So she gets a lot just from her community and her culture, where she's from. People gotta understand, like, I'm an American, and they think that things are different because I'm an American. But you gotta understand that I'm not just an American. Yeah. I'm me.
He's a man, he's different, he's his own person.
Like an American can be an American, but it's like this. I can say she's Muslim. She's her religion is Islam, and that doesn't mean every Islam girl is like her.
Same, yeah.
It's not the same. So
everyone is different. There's a lot of Bantu girls, you know. Every Bantu girl is different. There's a lot of like just African American women. They're all different.
They're all different.
No next person is the same as the next person.
Cause I think people don't understand the love that we get. We got love like
it's kind of a fairy tale. She getting strength in those lungs.
So everybody thinks that since we're like, I'm an American.
The relationship works because he's American.
Because I hold her hand. We do things that people that have been in love and married for years don't do. So they think, oh, since I'm an American, that's why it's like that. And they try to copy, but not understanding that the people, they're not me.
It's different.
And I'm not saying like they're not me because I'm not talking about myself like praising myself. I'm just saying me is how I treat things. Like before I converted to Islam, I believe I already lived the life of a Muslim person because I had the care of heart.
Very righteous. Before he was a Muslim, he was already a righteous person. He always respected women. He always understood things to the best of his ability. He wasn't forcing anything. So when we met, it wasn't like, oh yeah, I changed him. I didn't change him. He was already who he was meant to be. You know, he was already on the path that Allah has written for him. You know, it had nothing to do with it. I'm not the one who changed him. You know, people think that they can get, some American person, as people say, American person, and they can change him to be a good man. Or get a bad man and take him off the streets and fix him up and make him the man they want him. I didn't make him the man he is now. He came to me how he is, and I just accepted him, with open arms. And it just feels like people don't understand that.
I think, like who I was or who I am is the person I've always been. But I always felt like I was too mature people my age. People didn't understand it. They didn't get it. Where I grew up from, they didn't get it. They wanted the small things, and I think the bigger picture. Because the bigger picture will have a lot of the small things in it once you get there. And a lot of people, I guess they wanted the small things from me, like buy purses, buy buy shoes and stuff like that. And I'm thinking let's get to where we need to get to and make it there.
And we'll get to that.
So I think me meeting her, those conversations were so astronomical because she had an open mind, as I wanted in a woman.
We wanted more of the same things than different. So that made us closer.
And I never met anyone like that. I never met anyone like that.
I never met no one like you too.
And I think that I'm lucky to have someone amazing as my wife.
Blessed to have each other. And I feel like from that day we talked about a lot, like religion. We talked about our dreams that we don't talk to anyone about. These deep things that we felt.
And this is just half of the day. Mm-hmm. So the reason why we're saying that this part is so powerful because I paid for the food like as I was supposed to.
But we didn't even eat.
But she didn't eat. She talked about she didn't even eat nothing. She gave it to her siblings. I thought I was nice. I was nice. But the whole thing about it was that the conversation was so good. We didn't eat no food.
Food didn't matter.
To the point where the people in Denny's working was saying, "Are y'all still here? I'm about to get on."
The lady was there from the minute we walked in. Okay, and until her shift was over. We got there around 3:00 a.m. and we were there till 7 a.m. Was it 7 a.m., right? 7 a.m.
From nighttime into the morning, and they're like, "We still here? Y'all still here?"
And they're like, "I'm about to get off my shift. You still here? You want anything else? You guys didn't even eat." You know, we were like, "Can you pack the food to go?" Because we got lost in the conversation.
And then from there, we also still had our picnic after.
So
from there, we didn't want to leave each other. So you got things. So from 1 or 2 in the morning, we left there and went to a park at 7, 8 in the morning. This thing, we didn't go to sleep. We didn't eat no food.
Tired. The night before, we were up. At this point, we were up over 12 hours because he was, you know, like I was up from. I woke up for class about maybe 7. I usually wake up for class 7 in the morning. That's how early I get up. Then I went to class. Then I went to work. Then I went to work. You know. Then I went to see my family. Then I met him, and I'm still awake. So we went into that. It was Friday night. We went into all the way to Saturday. We talked, and then we decided to meet. We met at 3 a.m. And then we were together at Denny's till 7 a.m. Everyone's coming like, "Do you want anything else?" We ordered, but all our food is there. Nothing. We had I had the omelet. Egg omelet with the stuffing, mushrooms and tomatoes. He ordered a hoagie. So he ended up giving me his food when we were heading back. So I gave the food to my siblings. But that's the crazy, because we didn't even take a bite of the food we ordered.
So Muhammad and Harley, that food y'all had, that was for our first day. You know what I'm saying? I want my money back.
Because when we did ended up leaving, we were like, "What do you want to do now? You heading home? Do you have any plans?" That's what we talked about. And I was like, "I'm off today." So I'm usually off on the weekend. So I'm like, "I'm off today." So I was off not on the weekends, but that weekend I was off because we usually host weddings. We didn't have any other events, no events that day. So it was a good day that I didn't have to go into work. So but he had work. So we spent more time with each other. We went to the park, we walked around, we got to go and know each other. We met hey mommy, hi.
Mamas.
We met like all these strangers, you know, we thought we were already in a relationship and stuff. We were walking around side by side, talking, conversating. We were seeing people at the skate park, skating, people walking their dogs. It's early in the morning, 7 a.m. You already know people be up in my neighborhood. It was a good neighborhood too. Big park we went to. We didn't even know this park before this. So we just decided to look up on Google.
In our whole moment, we never used our phones.
Not one time.
Since that's the longest date that I ever had. I have to turn on the music and lighten up the mood.
We never had a dual moment.
At all, you know.
Let me share that. So, where was we at?
So it was like we didn't use our phones at all. So this whole town was literally walking around the whole park. And then it kind of became so romantic, it kind of became so emotional because we didn't want to leave each other.
It was so hard.
We literally were supposed to leave each other. Like it was like, all right, let's go. No, come back.
Yeah.
Come back. Literally like 7 times.
Yeah, we kept going. It's like we were ready to leave because he had to work at 12. Like, we've been together for almost 9 hours. Yeah. We were together for a whole work shift. Okay, we were together for 9 hours. Okay, and we watched people come in and out of that park. People came, walk their dogs. People came, skateboarded. People came, took a walk, left. We knew people. We met people. We smiled at them. We talked. We sitting there. We just was like we saw people come and go. People came and went. Mm-hmm. And then we ended up sitting on a bench, on a memorial bench. And it's crazy. We talked about, you know, his army stuff and his schooling and all that stuff. And then we were looking at the memorial, reading people's names. We're talking about how many people lost their lives. It's just crazy. Like, we talked about everything, every subject there was to talk about. Literally. And we didn't even know each other. In that one day, we covered every subject. It was crazy. We had such a good time. We were afraid to leave each other. We saw people playing tennis. And then we just talked about how what sports we like. We watch, you know, people, you know, walking together, romantically, and we always talked about the kind of things we wanted, in a relationship. Everything we could possibly talk about, we talked about. Kids, we ever had kids, which we have now. Who knew? Mashallah. Alhamdulillah. We talked about opening a business. We talked about owning a house. We talked about kids, and not with each other, but these dreams we had for ourselves.
Like whether if we were together or not, how we felt about what we wanted to be in life.
We were free to share these.
Yeah, so that's the conversation we had. We said, well, I want to get married. I want to have kids. I want to open up my own business. I want to open up a masjid, things like that. These are things that we did talk about, whether it was with each other or not. These are things that we had prior to us meeting each other. So that's why it became so powerful. It was there for such a long time, and I never done with any. I'd never been on a date like this before.
I've never done that.
I've never been on a date like this before. I never had intellectual conversations. Because some people, I think, and it's not. I can't say that people that don't do that, dream, is something wrong with them, because maybe they had a different upbringing. Like me, for example, myself, I just always felt that I just dreamed. I about, I understand my situation we was in, my family, I understand stuff we were going through, and I also knew that there was more out there. There was better out there. You still gotta go after it, no matter what. No matter what, you have to go after it. You have to put your trust in God, whoever you believe in, Allah. You have to put your trust in that and have faith in yourself. That it's going to be okay. That's going to be all right.
And it's talking with him, he made me feel very comfortable and to be open with him. He wasn't pretending with me. This is actually who he was. And I thought I even started pushing him away at some point, because it was okay, I was feeling how I was feeling, and I didn't want to feel that way, because I don't want to get hurt. In Islam, you're not supposed to date unless you're married. There's no relationship. And it was hard, because it's he's from a different religion, he's from a different culture, he's from a different upbringing, he's from a different world.
I'm from the slums. You understand what I'm saying?
He respected my culture, he respected my religion, and he was very appropriate. He still opened doors. He was the same way he was the day I met him. And still till this day he is who he was. He showed me nothing.
I don't gotta get into that gushy for me to open up a door for you. And people that think like that, they're immature, they're not ready for real love. And it didn't take for me to have to do a lot of things. I didn't have to get that thing that everybody thinks that when they go on a date with a girl they chase after. It doesn't always have to be like that. So some of your girls out there, when someone just asks you how you doing, don't think they're just trying to get in your pants.
That day he messaged me, if I just thought that's all men want, or that's all American guys want, because it's not just American guys who think that way. All guys think that way.
But I did see her, I guess, like a cartoon, ass popped out. But I told myself that if I were able to see who this person is, where to get there, that would be there. And that's how I go about everything, because I always think the bigger picture. So I don't know if it's a bad thing or it's a good thing, because the bigger picture for me kind of allows me to dream big. So when I met you, I just felt more inspired to be a better person, because I felt like that point in time in my life I needed that. I think I needed you. So when I met you, I felt that that's really made a difference for me.
You completed me. Throughout that relationship of us getting to know each other, moments happened where I was so stressed out with school, and he would be there. I'd be going through, my menstrual, and he would be there. I remember the moment that would always be special to me that no one's ever done for me. I was going through my menstrual period, and I was talking to him, I was texting him, I was a bit moody, and I was tired and stressed out, and I just came from work, and I'm exhausted, and then I was I told him how I was feeling. I was going through my period, and I was in pain, I was in bed rolling around, and he was like, okay, he was like, I want to stop by and check up on you. What do you want to eat? And then I told him what I wanted to eat. And I'll tell you guys a full story on a story time. If you guys want to hear the story, comment below. But he ended up coming real packed for me, He brought me some food of my choice, and he brought me some medicine, and he came through. He gave me foot massage, and he let me eat, and then he let me just sleep. And we sat there and talked to each other. He talked to me. He made me forget that what I was going through at the moment. He just sat there and talked to me, listened to me, listened to my pain. We watched a movie. I ended up falling asleep. And then when I woke up, he wasn't there. He texted me in the morning. And he was like, I know you were sleeping, and I ended up leaving, but I hope you feel better. He sent me such a sweet message, and I was just like, really, it was crazy how I felt, but that'll be a full story time. It's too much to go into detail, but that was a moment when I felt like this is a man that I could marry. Like, I wanted to be married to him so bad, and I was like, and then after that, and it's like, everything I thought about was just like, is there really a man in my culture that will do this for me? You know, I was like, is there ever another man in my future that will do these things for me? You know, the things he was doing, he was asking for nothing in exchange. You know, and I was like pushing away because I was like, maybe in one of these days he's gonna be like, yeah, after all this stuff I did for you, you doing nothing for me, nothing. But this man, till this day, he's never told me that, why didn't you do this for me? This is what I was expecting. He never asked me for anything. Till this day, he's the sweetest person ever. Whenever we do argue, he's never the one who starts there. It's me. You know, he's very understanding. Don't say that.
It's just because I'm not saying that. It's just because I'm understanding.
Yeah,
like,
he's very understanding.
Like,
he's respectful.
Yeah, at this point, like again, I dream big. So me being understanding about things, I'm open-minded. So you want to argue with me, I see the bigger picture. When you want to say go to a different restaurant, I see the bigger picture. You be like, go to this one. At the end of it all, we need food. Let's eat. I want to go to this restaurant. I want too far. You want to get some food or you don't want to eat. That's just how I think about things. Yeah. So that's why I'm still who I am. That's why I'm still who I am. So we argue and stuff like that. It's like I don't really start arguing and stuff like that.
And he doesn't really like.
So cool. Like he
doesn't argue with me. He doesn't fight with me. He doesn't like make me feel any type of way. If I walk around today feeling very ugly, he always uplifts me. He always tells me I'm beautiful, like every day. Even out my worst, you know, I could be very free with him. He's always uplifting me, and how can you really be upset with something like that? And if I'm mad, he gives me my space, which I do enjoy sometimes. You know, it's like I get upset sometimes, and I just need to be by myself. He knows that, and he knows when I'm sad or I'm annoyed or something like that. He knows what to do, when to do. So if I'm upset, he knows to comfort me. If I'm crying, he knows what to do to comfort me, you know? If I'm hungry, before I know I'm hungry, he would ask me, my love, do you want to eat? And since we met, he would always order me food, you know, bring me food. And then he would drive 30 minutes to bring me food and then just leave. You know, he would come and like, oh, open the door, I got you food. After like a few months I met him, I started eating better. I started, you know, feeling better. My mood was uplifted. He helped me throughout school. So if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have graduated college at all. Like my internship, I did good throughout the whole time. When the internship came, I was working so many jobs. I was doing all these things. Like I was working and trying to study, going to school. I started failing. That last class I needed to graduate, I started failing. He was there to help me with my internship. He was there to support me emotionally, mentally, and physically. He would come and sit on there. He would sit in our living room, right, and work on helping me correct my essay. He would work on helping me do my project. He would work on researching things for me. He's over there researching, I'm over here writing. He's over here writing, I'm over there researching. And it was crazy that no one's ever helped me with my school. No one's ever asked me how school was going. He came in with that 3 months of me going through school. He did so much more. If it wasn't for him, I would have gave up and I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm not graduating. I'm over it. You know, it got really hard for me that time. I'm juggling so much. Times when I couldn't make rent because I didn't work them extra hours, and he would pull up and he would help me pay my rent. And it's like something that no one's ever offered me. And I was like, I was too proud to ask for help, you know, but he knew what I was going through when I was going through. He did do so much for me, and I'm so thankful for you, man. I'm so thankful. He's been so good to me.
Yeah, I just love you. I just love the fact that you wanted to do more, and I always support that. I'm trying to be better. If there's no one support you for that, either they hating, it's lame, it's selfish, and that's never been me. Yeah. I see when you was at in life, you was trying to make it there. You was almost there. So who am I not trying to help somebody that's trying to make it there? Especially, I feel like I can do it. I don't know how I do the stuff I do.
But you do it, man.
Yeah, I do it.
With Allah's help, mashallah. He really did do it, and he got me through college, mashallah. I've never had anybody be there for me so much as he was. He helped me pay my rent, you know, and he never asked for anything back. Like till this day, I never paid you back. I never paid him back. Now we married and stuff. But like looking back, he did so much for me. He's fed me, you know, he spoiled me so much with love and attention. Like I wasn't missing out on anything. Before him, I just felt really lonely. I needed a friend, and he was more of a friend and a companion to me before anything, you know. And it was so respectful. Like I started seeing the world through his eyes. And I started seeing myself through his eyes too, and I felt more comfortable and more confident and everything. And after when my graduation came, and I told him about, you know, how no one else expected me to graduate. He came with no one else did that. He came with the balloon. He was running around collecting balloons for me, looking for a balloon shop, because everyone in the city is graduating college, so the balloons are gone. He went and specifically got a balloon made for me that said "not graduating," and that meant so much to me because that was the quote that got me through college. You know, everyone telling me, even my professors telling me I wasn't graduating, and he really helped me through that. You know, alhamdulillah. I couldn't have asked for a better person. You know, got me through college. You know, supported me in life, made me a better person overall. And he never asked for anything in return, inshallah. I know there's no better man than you, man. And that's why I always tell him, like, he reminds me so much of the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you know, because he's such an amazing person, you know. And if you know the stories of the Prophet, you know, the Prophet was more given than anything. He was just, with his smile, he will brighten your day, and that's what he reminds me of. And I feel like I've never met anyone, you know, so righteous. You know, mashallah. May Allah bless you with Jannatul Firdaus. I love you. And as you guys can see, that was our story on how we met. If you guys have any questions for our next video, husband and wife tag, we'll be answering questions. Make sure you guys drop it down below. Ask any question you want. No questions off limit. And make sure you like and you comment and you let us know what you thought about this video, and subscribe. Turn notification bell on, alright, for more videos. Inshallah. Hope you guys love this story. It's been a long time to come.
Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you guys for joining us today, and we're the Browns forever, and we're out.